our final game of day 2. Jesse Matthews here with Jason Katz-Brown. We were excited.
What a big day.
It was a huge day. This is the 10th game that we're broadcasting today. And we have 2 of the teams in basically the top of the list as far as contention goes. We have Team Rest of the World, who, as I'm told, officially caught up with Team USA now. Team USA has lost the last 2 rounds that they've played. I believe Teresa's win was instrumental in getting Team Rest of the World their point this round.
Wow.
I don't remember if Thailand got a point or dropped one this round, but they are all right there at the top. The Rest of the World and US, I believe, at the same number of wins now. I believe Thailand may be back one, and Nigeria might be back one, so it's going to be a bit of a cluster at the top. We'll get an update for you. Yes, not a cluster with that 4-letter extension at the end, just a cluster.
Head-to-head, they're an even match.
So head-to-head, Panupol has a slight edge with 2 matches to 1. Worth mentioning that Panupol is a world champion, goes back a fair ways actually. 2003 was it?
Sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long way back. Panupol was just 19, I believe, when he won the world championship. That was against Pakorn.
Yeah, that was a classic.
And then Pakorn got his turn a little bit later on. He won in 2009 in dramatic fashion, in a best of 5, winning in 5 games. So in any case, yes, we have a former world champion playing at the top table right now. And then Austin Shin, goes without saying, a fantastic player. Had a particularly breakout year in 2017, I think, results-wise. He was picking up some big wins and placing high.
Yeah. What is his best finish in the Worlds? It's quite high, right?
It was a fairly high finish in 2017 as well, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but yeah, Austin had a wonderful year last year, and then Panupol's reputation precedes him, so it's a very nice matchup we've got at the top table to round out the day.
Yeah.
Once we have updated standings, Kumar will graciously provide them on the screen so that we can tell you exactly who is where.
The last results just come in now.
Our tournament director, Barry Harridge, tells us the last results from the previous round are just coming in, so he'll be inputting them, and then...
The one that we were waiting on was the match between Jesse Day and Adam Logan, and that depended on whether USA would win that round or not, and they didn't, so that means the other teams have got a better chance to catch up.
So the last game, we're told, it was Jesse Day and Adam Logan. When a result comes in last, if it involves Jesse Day, I'm not surprised, since he likes to use this time. Adam Logan getting the edge on Jesse Day and providing Team Rest of the World that point. So once we get all the results in and uploaded, Kumar, we'll put them on the screen for us so we can tell you exactly who is where in the standings.
And Austin finished 3rd in the World Championships
3rd?
last year.
There you go.
There you go. Top player. Quackle likes, Quackle's favorite play, it seems, is VOG, which I guess is basically just as defensive as GOV, but gives a little bit more flexibility to the specific letters that Panupol had, that F and the I and M. But either way, it's a pretty good idea to play short like that. Although Quackle does like Vigor as well. It might even prefer Vigor over Gov.
Crabcat mentions Vigor there, so yes, as Jason was talking to, Quackle likes Vigor as well.
Its favorite is Vog.
Vog being just slightly above it, yeah, by about, looks like 1/3 of a percentage for winning. Austin with toe, keeping toe, and pie left over. And as was mentioned, toto is a word as well. Pariform would have been nice with the right open letter.
Yeah, Quackle likes exchanging instead of playing toe. Although they're both fine. Exchanging keeping ET would have been worth considering.
Dave from Malta asks, is flimper good, as in a pickpocket?
Good question. And on a bunch of options, I guess he wants to get rid of the F. Probably playing EF above making ego and foe is both really defensive and leaves IMPR, which is quite good. M and P go really well together. Whoa, standings.
We have standings. All right, so Team Rest of the World vaults into... Oh, they're showing in first. Wait, how does that work? Oh, I see, the wins. So they both have 13 wins, and while Team USA has a higher spread, that is the third tie-breaking criteria. The first...
Yeah,
the one that's more important is the number of individual wins they have as a team, and Team Rest of the World has 50 individual wins added up, and Team USA has 48. So on that basis, Team Rest of the World is in first for the first time this tournament. Very exciting. And Team USA has 13 points as a team as well, but 2 less individual wins as a team. So on that basis of tie-breaking, they are in second. Team Nigeria is in third with 11 wins. And fourth place is Thailand, also with 11 wins. But the tiebreaker in that case is, again, number of individual wins. And Team Nigeria has 50.5 individual wins. And in that case, that half individual win came against Team Australia.
Cool.
So for both of them, spread will essentially never be an issue unless the two of them are beside each other in the standings. So individual wins and points are likely all they will need to worry about from here on.
Panupol has played Preef. I don't think... Yeah, Quackle doesn't like that. I don't like that either. Basically because we're going to see it's going to give up a big counterplay to Austin. And then PIR, it's not worth playing at face value because the P is a useful letter, the R is a very useful letter. Yeah, I would have just played EF. Keep the PRI.
So Austin has lined up Zori to play underneath the P in Preef. He's also lined up Tozy underneath the P and the R in Preef.
Yeah, Tozy's great.
Individual standing, so where individuals, Ganesh is now in the lead at 14 wins with plus 1527. So it looks like back off the stream he went back to his winning ways. And then Moses Peter is at 14 wins as well with about 400 less spread points. Adam Logan and Weibin To are at 13 wins apiece, with Adam at 820 in spread and Weibin at 543. And then we have 4 players at 12 wins. That includes Austin Shin, Tatcha Quirat, David Eldar, and Conrad Bassett-Bouchard, listed in respective order as far as their spread goes. Notably, David Eldar and Conrad are separated by only 18 spread points.
It's completely amazing that in the top 8 players, they're on 7 different teams.
That just goes to show how high caliber these teams are.
Yeah, every team is strong.
And if I recall correctly, those aren't all the number 1 seeds
of
their teams. That is people in other places sometimes.
Yeah, awesome. I wonder why I didn't play Tozy. Was he not sure of
Oh, I think he knows it.
Tozy? But maybe he wanted to play S'mores Auto later.
That's perhaps. I think it's just toes you've got in there, not Tozy.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I guess they're closer than I would have expected in the sim, but Tozy is still preferable.
Crabcat says he valued the E, perhaps, as a reason. Aditya Iyengar mentions that Panupol has a menazons, not for points, of course, just a play that goes through the Z. Nice spot.
Cool.
Snowman.
Snowman.
Nice. It's a nice Christmas word. Aditya asks if pimenton is that good, and should have taken S as well.
It is. That's the highest scoring play.
That's the highest scoring play.
Great
nice
spot.
Aditya, why aren't you here competing?
Yeah.
With all this you're finding.
Can anybody find the second highest scoring play? It's a 7-letter word, but it gets the M onto the triple letter square. Whoa, he found it.
He's playing that one.
Cool.
It's a nice spot.
That's probably the best play.
Mnemons. And yeah, it's vaulting ahead in the sim. Nice spot.
Awesome.
So jumping up to an early lead is Panupol Sujjayakorn. Austin's got a little bit of Drek to handle here with the U's. In an ideal world, you get rid of a couple of them. And he is. He's going for Kuzu.
Kuzu.
Keeping Eat E.
He had some other options. He could have played Makutu from an M.
Ooh,
It's
I
very
like that.
aggressive.
It's fun.
It's definitely fun.
Not sure I'd play it, but it's fun.
And I'd probably give preference to AUE under Zori.
AoE is nice.
Because like the AEET of Kuzu is pretty dangerous. And EKTU is not a bad leave.
So meanwhile, it looks like anchored for Panupol. They say, yep, that's going to be a bonus coming down. Or let's see what else is there. Austin needs an R for venerate.
Don't forget anchored has an anagram.
As was mentioned, yeah, Aditya is right on top of it.
Wow.
With Rondash as the anagram there. So, anchored coming down.
Oh, did he? Why not Rondash? Weird.
So if you were Austin here, down by over 100, and you gotta figure out what to do. Suggestion is Vina for Austin now, making Ka. Well, it scores well. It's certainly a decent option. Lindsay Crotty mentions heart towards Austin. Send that love, those good old loving vibes.
Yeah, Vina doesn't really help advance Austin's goals to get a bingo-ish leave or to open new lanes, but So you might be looking for other options. Like you could play MEVE from the blank M. That would open up some more lanes.
I'd say keeping that N, given there's only 2 other ones unseen to him, is fairly important because of the foe taking the E. N as a hook besides the S. Yeah, he's gone for Mev or Mev at the end of the day from the blank M. Nice.
Cool definition of mnemon.
Yes. Well, it makes sense actually because whenever we have mnemonics in Scrabble, so I'm assuming it's related to the same thing. Little memory devices for those of you Scrabblers out there who are familiar with mnemonics. Some people memorize sets of words that way.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too early to start playing. So, in like catch-up mode, like to give up 10, comparing Meave and Vina, like to give up 10 points so early in the game when there's so many good tiles to draw, just to keep an E is probably not the right trade-off. But I don't know. It's definitely a super reasonable play to make. It's not the trade-off I would make.
Belga.
So many very similar plays. Oh, oops, it's Panupol's turn.
Say, yeah,
wrong rack.
The wrong rack.
Oh my.
Crabcat says Gamba is jumping out to me. Yep, Gamba is what Panupol has lined up. I've been thinking Belga before, but I didn't look at it long enough. Gamba is definitely a better play there. Nice work.
Yeah, good work. One cute option is Van from the V of Gov. That opens up Teeps, but again, they'd be sacrificing so many points compared to like Tane on the upper left. And if like you sacrifice 15 points this turn, 10 points last turn, that starts adding up quite fast, and already down 130. You basically need to score as much as you can every turn while also assuming that you'll get lucky. Austin's face looks exasperated. The last tournament I played in was in Nigeria and in 2014, and Austin was my roommate, and it was kind of a cluster. Like first the tournament in Uyo, Nigeria, that they were holding the tournament in, the hotel was double booked with a Scrabble tournament and a golf tournament.
Oh.
So like they didn't have enough rooms for the Scrabble tournament because they gave the golf tournament precedence. So then they moved the foreign players to the governor's residence, like a guest house that was on the government's like state guest house, which was just a very weird scene. Like, we'd get served a private dinner, and it'd just be like me and Austin and Nigel coming down to this dining hall with like a catered meal with like servants waiting on us.
Wow.
It was a very odd scene. And then then Austin and I spent a while like, analyzing our games on Quackle up in our guest house rooms, and Nigel was like basically the only other person there, and he just like wandered every once in a while to tell us how stupid we were being and how useless Quackle was and why we analyzing our games in Quackle.
I keep on hearing this from you, Nigel, chastising.
Yeah, well, when I worked for Google, he would also, whenever we talked, he would tell me that he never had used Google before. That was probably a lie. Cool, Tane. Good playing. That was the...
Panupol has got decent set of letters there.
Yeah, decent letters. But
one of those mocking racks where it looks like you really should have something.
yeah.
Excuse me. One of my old club mates in Calgary, when I started playing there, his name's Shannon Burns. His term for these were mocking racks.
Mocking racks.
When it looks like you should have a 7, or sometimes you actually do have a 7, but nothing plays. So it's mocking you. That was his rationale for calling them mocking racks. And yes, Aditya, dwam is a verb.
He could do something like Lind in the upper right, making Meaves that would block those lanes, and there's 6 I's left in the bag, so probably keeping the O instead of the I is good. The highest scoring play is rondelle in that up in the upper right, but that would leave an I, and that's not good.
I actually know what a rondelle is now, and I knew the word from Scrabble before, but I didn't know what it actually was.
It's like a poetry something?
Well, that's a rond or a rondeau, but a rondelle, actually the spelling that I'm more familiar with is the 8-letter form of it, so it's more French, R-O-N-D-E-L-L-E, and we have a rondelle in our uniform, actually, that we have to wear at work, and it gets worn on this part of the suit. It's a maple leaf that I have to have put into this part. It has a little pin on the back to put it in, and we call that a rondelle.
A rondelle.
So it's a mandatory part of my uniform when I fly. I'm allowed to give it to people sometimes, and I can go and get a new one from my office if I give one out to a kid or someone else who wants one. So yeah, rondelle's like a little pin.
What does it signify?
In this case, it's the maple leaf logo for Air Canada, so it's meant to be a trademark as far as representing the Air Canada brand.
Represent.
Oh, look, Cake says the poetry thing is also a rondelle. Okay, cool. I thought that was rond and rondeau, but there you go. I learned something new.
Cool. Lloyd and Meaved. Good idea. Yeah, there's 20 vowels in the bag out of 49, so nice. Leaving either Lloyd or Lind sounds good to me. I was going Lind.
I was going with Lind, and that will do the job of taking out dwamming.
Yeah, I guess the advantage of Lind is it makes it harder to bingo through that E of Mute, but I would probably prefer Lloyd to just a better leave. You'll score more points in your own.
So Panupol has pulled, here we go, a couple of A's, a G, and a T. Agrotat. If there was a T open. He's not going to get it.
Any bingos for Austin?
It was pointed out in the chat earlier, Duaming would have gone through the M in Neimans if it hadn't been blocked.
Oh, wow.
Sadly, that is no longer an option. So Austin's going for
Nice play.
Interesting.
That's awesome. That's a great setup.
Crabcat says Daw is still a good play, but yeah, he's just going for leaving himself a nice lane. Get Panupol and get a little worried about it.
Ooh, but you can just kill it with Garrote.
Yeah, Garrote will score nicely. Turn over some tiles. Austin has 2 U's now.
Oh. Oh. That was a bad draw.
Crabcat says, so many hooks. Is it better to just play the D in reference to playing Aw? What do you think, Jason?
I mean, he has bingo lanes on this board, but none of them score anything. And so setting up a bingo lane that scores a lot seems like the right idea. I think something that people often overlook is like that bingoing itself doesn't help sometimes, especially when you're this far down. Like you need both bingos and for them to be high scoring. Yeah, so I think that was really good thinking. I mean, FU was, there were so many good tiles that he could have drawn, and then got quite unlucky to pick those. Like the bag is quite nice.
Yeah, D2, I was thinking Fundi and TI on the next turn for Austin as well. That seems like a fairly standout option to deal with his Drek.
Interesting to play Torag. Yeah, I guess that's better than Garrote to avoid the big X spot.
Panupol seems very likely to block after Aw, though, says Crabcat. I guess Aw is successful if he has to sacrifice, but often it gives him a star play, such as this turn. Yes, that's true. He does get to score a fairly easy 30 points, but you are expecting a lot of the time that your opposition will find a way to score between 25 to 30 points on average. It's also worth noting that there was already a triple word score open next to Lind to get easy points on, so he's not necessarily giving up points-wise a lot more than he already could have on the board.
Yeah.
So there goes Fundi. Panupol is now holding that X.
Oh, we can play Boxy. Oh my, it's huge.
Boxy is going to be a juicy score.
Oh, but the Q to go with his U.
Ah.
Oh, but he has. Oh no.
Not quite equities. He needed something else right on the board. Oxy with Jaego has been suggested.
God, if only Austin could have drawn something to make a big keyword on the next to Lind. He just needed, or if he could have drawn in something like Queenite. He's so close. He could even fish for something like that.
That's actually something I'd be tempted to do at this point in time.
Yeah. Oof. I wonder if Panupol has identified that big Q spot and is thinking of something like OT next to Lind. That scores almost as much as Boxy. OT scores 46, converted Boxy is 51. Wow. Aryan and Kumar, who are doing the stream, are so good at following along and then making sure the perfect information is on the screen at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So useful. Huh? I'm not sure why he would play Ox. Well, I guess it scores more than Boxy and keeps another consonant. That's good. Oh, and the Y is super useful on the next to Lind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good reason to
Well,
play
Lindy
Ox.
as well.
Oh, Lindy.
So Lindy would be a good reason for that.
Yeah, Ox is nice.
But it looks like at the end of the day, Yex has been played at the bottom, as was... Actually, Yex is in a different position than Aditya mentioned, but yes, Yex does the job of blocking up the bottom. And Austin's playing Feek from the F in Fundi to open up the board, holding blank IE. And I think
Good
you
one.
basically do have to do something like that.
Yeah. Oh. His juiciest, but that doesn't even...
He's got Justice. Injects, he's got a few options here. But whether they go down is another story.
Yeah. If Panupol doesn't draw any S's, this could get interesting. Yeah, Shirley is thinking of ITA alongside Feek to basically shut down all those options.
And he scores decently too. QI and Ita and Hut and EA.
Yeah.
And for out.
That's clever to... I mean, it gives a lot of points, but kills any hope of a S word there.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Nigel's done for the day already. He's come to collect his bicycle. You're hungry.
Where are you gonna go eat, Nigel?
For food. Oh, we gathered that.
Where? Where? Oh, great. What kind of food do you want to eat? Is it going to be a sandwich? Oh. Well,
The answer to all these questions is what kind of food? He says food that will fill his stomach. Cheeky man.
Nando, how did you get here? Did you fly with your bike on the airplane? Really? Cool. How many days did that take?
3 days.
3. Do you stay in hotels?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Alexius here says, this is so frustrating for Austin. If I were him, I'd just rage without juices. Say that's a no-go on that one.
So looking at jibe, making blind?
Yeah, maybe. He's using his blank to do jibe and blind.
It's a good idea.
Enjoy
Good.
your dinner, Nigel. Have a good night.
Good night.
That is correct. Oh, look, Cake. Nigel said it took him 3 days to bike from Kuala Lumpur to Penang. Yeah. Jason asked, where does he stay? He's like, in hotels, with a cheeky look on his face.
No, I asked, did it stay in hotels? And he said yes.
Yes.
Which was the answer I was looking for.
Nigel's an accomplished cyclist.
I know.
Wherever it is.
But I didn't realize that he used a fold-up bicycle.
I heard a story about him just the day before. News in the cycling and cycle from all the way from one island to the other one.
Yeah, we talked about that with Howard Warner on stream, that he cycled from Christchurch to Dunedin to play in his first tournament. So, excuse me. Let me get some water.
I think there were so many ways that Austin could have come back here with like just one tile difference, like hitting something like Queen Knight, or even just if his jive was with a real B.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a bummer that he didn't hit any of those.
So DL has gone down.
It's from my wife. She's
Aaron Bader asks, is this the last game of the day? Hey, welcome back, Aaron. Yes, it is. After this, we are off the air for the evening.
Nigel was leaving a good note. He just beat Moses Peter.
Ah.
107.
We are told that Nigel's leaving on a good note. He played Moses Peter and won by 107.
That should take him to the top 10.
Nigel was in 8th already in this round, so Moses was actually leading. And that will bring Nigel up closer to the rest of the field. And Moses Peter was actually clear of the field by at least 1 over Ganesh and 2 over the rest, so that pulls him down within reach again.
So the last one, Ganesh overtook him the last round.
Did Ganesh win?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ganesh is... Yeah, Ganesh will be ahead then.
No, he overtook the last round.
Austin probably needs to play QIS. It scores 36. And then if you can somehow draw the last S and then a bingo. Maybe.
Golf JKPR asks, how many tiles are in the bag? There are 15 unseen tiles, which means if you subtract 7, there are 8 in the bag.
Whoa, cool. There they are. What do you think Austin is thinking? Because he needs to score a lot of points, and there's only one play that scores a lot of points.
Yep.
I mean, if he tries to be cute and keep his S, he's just gonna get outrun.
It's mentioned that Sarevna in the bottom row is still drawable. Is there a V? Oh, the V's were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both gone. No, Sarevna's not drawable. There's a W in the bag, but not a V.
Hmm. What? Hmm.
Crabcat suggests bite, B-Y-T-E, though it scores less. He has some chance for an immediate bingo, which I don't see after cheese.
Well, I mean, there's 2 more S's to be drawn. So after... Oh, I see. You're saying that CPY is just too bad of letters to have any bingo. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Quackle prefers something else altogether in this position, and that's dropping a Y.
No, I wouldn't really trust Quackle for any.
Austin has
of this.
decided spy is useful. That's clever. Espy actually works as something to the left of that. Trouble for Austin is he is just not catching a break, as he has got a W on his rack now.
Oh, and now there's a... Oh, never mind.
Espy.
Yeah.
So Panupol plays Bora, keeping the rate. As has been pointed out in the chat, partible from the P in spy.
I would like one of those hoodies. It's very cold in here. Your jacket is a good idea.
Yes. And Panupol has it lined up, ready to go. So do is being played to fish, dropping the W. Reasonable enough. Unfortunately for him, Panupol's going to bonus in this turn. And there it goes. Austin draws another S to go with his rack.
Still no bingo. So sad.
Still no bingo.
Yeah, Austin never caught a break this game.
No.
He didn't.
Someone asked, is it finally time for QIs?
Well, CYT is also pretty good.
That is pretty
The
strong.
YF Spy, but it doesn't. All the plays have the same winning percentage.
Aaron Bader asked what time we start in the morning. It will be 8:30 a.m. local time. Right now it is just about 7:30 p.m., which means it'll be in 13 hours. 13 hours from now, we will be back on the air, so just enough time to grab a bite to eat, crash, and wake up again and do it all again in the morning.
Yes. How many of those hours will you sleep?
Maybe 4. Well, not 4. It'll be like 7, hopefully. That'd be a really good night of sleep. 6 or 7. Oh, look, Cake asks, is he thinking about sectiles?
Looks like sight.
He's picking up the tiles for sight, it looks like. There he goes, yeah. Back to Panupol, who's got just under 2.5 minutes left.
Panupol thinks it. Yeah. It's crazy how few letters Austin played.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the feedback, Aaron. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good game. Sadly for Austin, a very frustrating one, but good game.
Austin only played 39 letters.
39 out of 100 letters.
Yeah.
Ugh, that is rough.
39 to 61.